I gotta say what you want about the records and say what you want about team performances. And, more likely than not, I won't disagree with you. But there's one thing that you cannot deny. This division is so entertaining to watch so far. What's going on, everybody? I am Mac, back with another video as always. Do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram, link in the box below. So how about the AFC North, man? I mean, despite all the animosity that all four teams have for one another, and despite the incredible rivalries that, the fan bases go at it, the teams have at it with it on the field, you cannot deny this division is just amazing so far. I mean, it's the only division where every team in the league, every team in the division is over 500. And if the playoffs were to start today, halfway through the season, all four of these teams would be in the playoffs. I'm not kidding. All four would be in the playoffs. And honestly, they're all at each other's throats. You got the Baltimore Ravens, who have looked like world beaters so far. They've been crushing good teams. They've had their way with some of the best teams in the league. They have a rejuvenated offense. Lamar Jackson's playing the best football of his career, going back to 2019 in his MVP season. And they just have newfound life. The Ravens just look like the best team in this division so far, except when they play us. Knock on wood, but that's just how it is. Then you got the Cleveland Browns. Despite everything not going their way with Nick Chubb's season-ending injury and Deshaun Watson's drama and, Kevin Stefanski still being a questionable play caller and motivator with the offense, they are still finding ways to win, and their defense is dominant so far, pitching a shutout over, yes, the Cardinals, but really all the Browns have to do is just play that physical defense, and Deshaun Watson doesn't have to go out there, throw for 400 yards a game and launch a rocket down the field every pass. If they just find continuity with the run game that they have right now with Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt, and they can have their receivers step up, this team can be a tough out in the playoffs. Except when, obviously going to Pittsburgh is their kryptonite, but then again, they do have a playoff win over us in Pittsburgh. But the Browns, they're looking sharp so far. Cincinnati Bengals, going into the season, I think everyone was saying they're the class of the division. They're the best team in the division. They're going back to the AFC Championship game, and they get off to a slow start. They're 0-2. Joe Burrow looking like he's robbing the team of money. But then you take a look at how they played Sunday night. They get off to a quick start. The offense is clicking. They're in sync right now. They've won 4 consecutive games. Joe Burrow's looking like his old self again. T. Higgins is becoming that big factor that they need. And, of course, you got Jamar Chase. Bengals defense is right up there with the upper echelons in the league. And they're playing really good football right now. They're 5-3. But do you expect them to finish with a negative point differential? Because for as good as they're playing, they do have a -7 point differential. Whereas you got my team now in the Steelers. Everyone's narrative with us is that they're the 4th best team in this division. They got little to no talent with the offense. Matt Canada stinks as the OC. Mike Tomlin, his time is, he's overstayed his welcome here. I agree with every single one of those things. But even though those things hold up true, we are technically second place in this division because we have a perfect record in this division halfway through the season. We have tiebreakers over Cleveland, Cincinnati, and quite frankly, Baltimore, and we have owned Lamar Jackson. So it's like, sure, we may be on paper the fourth best team in this division, but we are still, like it or not, guys, 5-3 right in there, and we'd be the fifth seed if the playoffs started today, man. I mean, I'm not sitting down here saying that, yeah, we're going to ride the ship, we're going to, go all the way, we're going to snatch the division away, because, there's just been so many losses that we've had this season with personnel-wise. We haven't had Hayward for half the season. Minka's going to miss some time. Cole Holcomb's done for the season, who was our leading tackler up until last Thursday. But all these obstacles that we've overcome, and we're sitting at 5-3, we lose that game to Tennessee. This team's in last place. And that's, also, you got question marks with Benton, JPJ. Are they maxed out? Absolutely not, because we haven't seen fully what they're capable of doing when this defense is meshed together and properly healthy out on the field, because we know TJ and Highsmith are maxed out. We know that the rush defense is maxed out. We know the pass rush is maxed out. But the defense needs to be able to stay together. And that's why I'm sitting down here, man. Despite everything, we are still somehow, some way, right in the mix of it all when it comes to the AFC North. And this is why this is head and shoulders the best division in football. Period, point blank. This reminds me so much of what the AL East was in the MLB from, I think, 2022. Or how the NFC East was last year up until Washington, choked away what they had. But how often can you sit down, look at a division in football, and say, all four of these teams are at least 2 games over 500, and they all have been beaten up on one another, and there's no clear winner of this division quite yet. Baltimore has a tough schedule coming up. Cleveland, eventually they're going to have to get it together with the offense. They can't keep pitching shutouts every single week. The Bengals, we all know they start off slow, but it looks like they're catching their stride right now. How long can they keep that up? And then even with us, it's like we are winning ugly, but we're right there. How often can you look at a division and go like, nobody is completely out of it in this division, because these are 4 playoff teams in one division, man. But let me know what you think, man. This is one hell of a division so far. This is Mac checking on out for the night. Have a good one, everybody.